Welcome to Basic Brewing Video. I'm James Spencer.
I'm Steve, hot as a firecracker Wilkes. I'm telling you.
It's warm, folks.
It's warm.
Woo! Well, we're here on a pond in western Washington County, Arkansas.
Yep.
Because the beer that we're going to have today is called Pond Hopper Golden Ale.
See, I thought it was pond scum.
Well, it might taste like it. I don't know. I hope not.
It won't.
This is
That's
a beer,
a whimsical name.
This is a beer that Matt Giovanisci and I formulated on an episode of Basic Brewing Radio. He wanted to do an English Golden Ale, and I brewed this one. But his theory was he wanted something from both sides of the Atlantic, from Great Britain and from the United States. So that's what we did. We used ingredients from both sides of the pond, hence the name. So I started off with 8 gallons or 30 liters of water at 150 degrees Fahrenheit or 65 C. Into that I added 6 pounds or 2.7 kilograms of Maris Otter from the other side, 3 pounds or 1.4 kilograms of American 2-row. I mashed at 150 degrees Fahrenheit or 65 C for 90 minutes. I collected my wort and I added at 60 minutes 1 ounce or 28 grams of Fuggles at 5.6% alpha acid. I added 227 grams or a half a pound of table sugar. And then at the end of that boil, I added 1 ounce or 28 grams each of Target and Amarillo. And I fermented with Imperial A01 House. After fermentation, for dry hopping, I added 1 ounce of each, again, of Target and Amarillo. So the original gravity was 1045, final gravity 1006 for an ABV of 5.1%. So this actually is a keg fill.
Oh.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm starting to glisten out here in the sun.
Yeah.
What do you think? Have you been tasting over there?
Yeah, I did. Well, it's absolutely delicious, as one would expect. It's got a nice sweet finish. It's got the New World hop, the Amarillo hop comes through. So you got the New World, the Old World. You know, the British don't say scum, they say scam.
And they keep it in the boot.
Yeah.
The Target, I think the Target was described as citrusy and sage, tasting of sage. So the citrusy would pair well with the Amarillo. Mm-hmm. I think the sage comes through in kind of a spicy, kind of old world hop characteristic.
I get a little sage out of this for sure. It's nice that the hops don't predominate the beer. Mm-hmm. It doesn't come across as a failed pale ale or a failed IPA. I mean,
right?
You know, it's definitely what it is, and yeah, I don't know. I haven't had a beer in Britain since the 80s, but it's familiar.
It tastes familiar.
I mean, it kind of reminds me of the time I got so gloriously drunk at St. James's Tavern near Charing Cross. Me and an Irish barrister. We got ripped. This reminds me of that.
Well, hopefully it won't tomorrow morning.
Well, let's hope not.
Well, at only 5% alcohol, 5.1%, it's deliciously quaffable.
Mm-hmm. It's very clean.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a defect anywhere in this beer.
I think it's really good.
Yeah.
I haven't had an English Golden Ale from the source, but again, this is a hybrid. This is the Pond Hopper, so it's kind of a combination between the two. Mm-hmm. So nobody can criticize us for missing the mark on a British Golden Ale. But the sugar, the half a pound of sugar, what do you think, if anything, it did for or against the beer? Can you taste that it's got a bunch of sugar in it?
I can't taste it has a bunch of sugar in it, though I do think it finishes a little sweet. But I would have assumed that the table sugar would have completely fermented out.
Right.
There shouldn't be any trace of that.
I'm assuming it's a little drier than if I didn't.
That's what I was going to say.
Have that in there.
Yeah. So I think that you dried the beer out a little bit, raising the alcohol slightly, mm-hmm. and then allowing the beer to dry out some.
I think it might have crisped it up a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say it's got a nice mouthfeel that might have been too gloppy without the half a pound of
Sugar.
sugar.
Yeah.
3 farthings and a bob.
Well, the yeast A01 House from Imperial had no problem with the sugar, obviously.
Yeah.
And there's no fermentation, as you said earlier, no fermentation defects. I think it's just a tasty,
It's just a nice,
delicious little beer.
nice everyday drinker. I mean, I drink the snot out of this. Well, not really. I mean, not if you know.
You might drink some snot into it. But it's great for a day like today, if we were in the shade.
Yeah.
We got one more, and then we can go in the shade.
This is good.
Yeah, try this beer. It's delicious. Or try your own little tweak on it. Put some experimenting with the base is good. Experiment with different hops to see what different hops bring to it.
See, the Amarillo is a good choice. It's a great hop, and that definitely brought the New World into it. I always really liked the combination of Target and Fuggle, or Target and East Kent. Those are good, and Challenger and Target work well together in beers that I've made. I like those, and so those are all British hops.
I like the combination of cluster and Fuggle.
That's good too.
It's a cluster Fuggle.
Yeah.
On that note,
Cheers.
try this beer. Cheers, everybody. I'm gonna go mop off somewhere. No, that's what that's a British saying.
I think it's off.
All right. Cheers, everybody. Woo. Come and visit us online at basicbrewing.com. You can find archive lists of our audio and video podcasts on homebrewing. You can also find our DVDs and our brewer's logbook, where you can track and log up to 50 batches of beer. I'm ready for some mead.
Oh, God.
I swear I didn't know it was going to be this hot.
I didn't either. I mean, when I got dressed, I was like, oh, it's just such a pleasant day.